I'm beginning a series of videos about the so-called Anglo-Saxon or Anglo-Protestant values and how they correlate and are actually essentially the same as justicialist values. And I previously made a video introducing this, but the biggest one, I think, is actually justice. The Justicialist Party decided that there should be justice for all people and that there should be fairness and equity to all people. Now, a lot of the Anglo-Protestant values, which are called Anglo-Protestant values or Anglo-Saxon values, were not actually realized in England. They weren't realized until the founding of the United States. Our Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, and the prevailing culture at the time of the founding of the United States expresses these values of justice, equity, a fair shake, meaning everybody has a fair opportunity, not a fair outcome, but a fair opportunity. Now, I was watching a fascist roundtable of the American black shirts that states, if you believe in these values of the Enlightenment, these progressive values, then you're not a fascist. This may be true, although because this was about the universality of corporatism, okay? Now, this may be true in some respects, but this is the thing. Superimposing Italian fascism onto the United States wouldn't work, just like superimposing German National Socialism onto the United States would not work. What does work, or what probably would work, I should say, with minor adjustments, would be Argentine Justicialism, and not being superimposed onto the United States, but the recognition of the shared value systems of the Justicialists and true constitutional conservative, well, not conservative, but true constitutional republicanism as per the United States. Now, a lot of people don't understand, but libertarianism does not, economic libertarianism is unconstitutional because there are key features in the structure of the United States government which basically bar a true free market, in the sense that the Congress is burdened with the need to regulate markets and regulate the economy for the benefit of the individual citizen, the citizenry as a whole, and the republic itself, which bars the notion that we're somehow some kind of free-for-all, free-love hippie country, because we were never meant to be such. We were meant to be a regulated economy, and regulated in the best interest of the people and of the state, okay? But I want to get back to that point of justice. Again, you have to understand, these values, these Anglo-Protestant values, were not and could not be recognized in England, because England is, or was, a monarchy. It still is in a lot of ways, but it was a monarchy. The Magna Carta ain't crap, because the Magna Carta only protects the special interests of the special select nobility, okay? It does not protect the average citizen. But the concepts of Anglo-Saxon or German common law basically show the need for justice, the prevailing need for justice in the Anglo-Saxon people. Now, like I said, the United States citizenry were not Anglo-Saxon to begin with. They were a blend primarily of Dutch, Anglo-Saxon, German, Scotch-Irish, and these people, primarily German, English, Dutch, okay? Now, this concept of justice and equity is a prevailing concept in justicialism. The other prevailing concept is work, liberation through work. What's called the so-called Protestant work ethic. It's not Protestant, it's a work ethic, okay? These are the values of an advancing civilization. These are the values that raised civilization, and these are the values that will be embraced to lift civilization up from its current state. These are justicialist values, and these are American values, not United States values even. Now, what struck me was the way Limbaugh, and Limbaugh is just a conservative, he's a regular run-of-the-mill conservative, loves Israel, yada yada yada, but what he was explaining is that these values are not Anglo-Saxon. despite the fact that people try to make them into being Anglo-Saxon values. They're values that were embraced by Anglo-Saxons, but they're general human values. And that is where this video series will take us. But that first one, justice, the common welfare, equity, these are values that are most definitely shared and were responsible for the founding of the United States. And people need to understand the United States was found by a bunch of different religious heretics. It was not found by atheists per se, but people that were aggressive toward the structure of a church that runs your life. They were aggressive to the structure of a state that runs your life. But they recreated a state that had the best interests, or originally had the best interests of the people in mind, because it was made up of the people. And these are the values that need to be re-embraced, in my opinion. It's not fascism, but it's fascism in the sense that it's the togetherness. It is the sense of working together that we will overcome the burdens that have been placed on us by the pressures, the social pressures and international pressures and special interest pressures, etc. It is only by standing together as a fasci that we can achieve this.